Attention to detail. This is an extremely important topic. So today, we're going to cover 7 actionable ways you can improve your attention to detail right away. Grammarly. It's free, it's easy, we have no affiliation with them, but we still love them. Grammarly visually highlights spelling and grammar errors while you're working across a number of applications from Gmail to Google Docs, etc. And as a result, you no longer have to worry about remembering to run spell check when you're done with your work because it'll already be taken care of. And let's be honest, for whatever reason, it's really hard to remember to run spell check. Even more importantly, there's nothing worse than having all your hard work go to waste because of a silly spelling mistake. Text to speech. This is one of my secret weapons. Now, in an ideal world, you'd have a colleague review your work when you're done, but that's not always an option. So when a colleague's not available, I highly recommend you use text-to-speech software to double-check your work. It's often free, and what it does is it reads your work back to you. And I guarantee that you'll catch at least a few errors that you might have missed when reviewing visually.
Text-to-speech is a lifesaver.
Checklists. This is a big one. Now for this one, I'm just going to share for free the checklist that my team and I use on a daily basis. We have checklists for reviewing presentations, reviewing Excel and Google Sheets, steps to take for a meeting before, during, and after, how to manage and track a project, and of course, how to track tasks and to-dos. Now, it's really important to note that the real value here is using the checklist on a daily basis. It's not enough to just know the items on a checklist. The value comes from going through it and checking each item off as you're doing and completing your work. Physical review. Now, this may seem old school, but I promise you it's an effective strategy, especially when the stakes are high. And it's a favorite tactic of investment bankers and consultants, so there must be something to it. Even better still, get a red pen. And when reviewing a physical document, mark things off, even when they're right, just so you know it's done and good to go. And a quick pro tip is to review one item across every page. For example, review all of your titles, then review all of your page numbers, then review all of your footers, etc., etc. And don't be afraid to print your document multiple times. Yes, we want to be mindful of the environment, but at the same time, we don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Note-taking. I can't stress the importance of this one enough. Work is not like school. If you forget an important point from a meeting, it's very unlikely that you can go look it up in a textbook. So it's always better to take more notes than not enough. And if you're ever in doubt, just take notes verbatim, word for word. Now with that in mind, the real win here is from developing a note-taking system. It doesn't need to be complex, but it does need to be consistent. As a great starting point, I highly recommend you come up with a personalized system for capturing to-dos while taking notes. So for example, I like to put TD: before all my to-dos, and then I highlight that line in bold. That way, after the meeting, all I need to do is scan my notes to see what the next steps are. Automated reminders. These can include reminders from your calendar, your to-do list, your phone. It doesn't matter what tool you use as long as you're consistent and you automate it. So for any task you have to complete on a recurring basis, whether that's daily, weekly, monthly, I highly recommend you leverage automated reminders to make sure you're getting done what needs to be done. That way, you don't have to expend any energy trying to remember what to do, and instead you can focus on the work. Task management and to-do tracking. In today's day and age, there's always more to do than there is time. And a critical key to being successful in any role is being organized, especially as it relates to tracking tasks. If you don't already have a task management system, I highly recommend reading the book Getting Things Done by David Allen. So to close things out, I want to share a fantastic quote from Stephen Schwarzman, the CEO of the Blackstone Group. Excellence at work means 100% on everything, no mistakes. Work is different from school and college, where you can get an A with a 95%. That 5% of underperformance can mean a significant loss for our investors. So while it's easy to think small mistakes don't matter, I guarantee they will add up over time. So the sooner you can improve your attention to detail at work, the faster you'll succeed in the workplace.